Welcome. Pull up a chair, grab a mug of something warm, and let's get right into it. I am so glad you're here for today's explainer because we are looking at what is literally one of my absolute favorite tools for everyday life. If you're a DIY hobbyist, someone who already loves essential oils but really just wants simple, safe, and truly practical ways to use them at home, well, you are exactly in the right place. Today, we're exploring the powerhouse that is peppermint essential oil. We're going to dive into the basic biology of why this little bottle is so effective, and then I'll walk you through some super easy recipes to banish that midday mental fog, soothe sore muscles, and support your digestion.
Section 1. Waking up your brain. Okay, so we all face that dreaded midday mental fog. You totally know the feeling, right? You've had your coffee, you aren't actually ready for a nap, but you just can't seem to get any traction on your work. The author of our source material describes it absolutely perfectly as that specific kind of mental fog where you're technically awake, but your brain is running about 2 steps behind where you need it to be. Have you ever stared at a project with a foggy brain exactly like that? Well, simply uncapping a bottle of peppermint and taking a slow, deep breath in can make something just click right back on. It acts like a biological reset button that brings you right back to the present moment.
Section 2. The science of peppermint.
Now, I know that sounds like a lot of pressure to pin on a simple scent. It almost sounds magical, doesn't it? But actually, scratch that. This isn't magic at all. It's just basic biology. See, peppermint actually isn't a naturally occurring plant. It's a hybrid. Sometime back in the 1600s or 1700s, watermint and spearmint crossed paths, and the resulting plant produced a menthol content that neither parent plant could ever match on its own. It's basically a botanical power couple, making it an incredibly potent and effective tool for us today.
Let's actually look at the chemistry inside that bottle. Peppermint oil contains dozens of compounds, but 3 of them really do the heavy lifting for our focus. First up is menthol, which makes up a massive 35 to 55% of the oil. When that menthol hits the nerve receptors in your nose, your brain literally physically wakes up a little bit. Then you have menthone, making up about 10 to 35%, and that's what gives peppermint that really sharp, bright, intense edge. Finally, there's 1,8-cineol. This is a compound also found in rosemary and eucalyptus, and research directly links it to better focus and mental sharpness.
Section 3. DIY blends for focus.
So the takeaway here is that we have a scientifically backed biological reason why this oil helps us focus. Now let's put this science into practice. First up is the Morning Focus Diffuser Blend. It's super simple. Just add 3 drops of peppermint, 2 drops of rosemary, and 1 drop of lemon to your diffuser with water. Try running this for 30 to 60 minutes when you're starting your day. What's absolutely fantastic about this specific combination is that research specifically links both rosemary and peppermint to improved memory and cognitive support. They are literally the ultimate dynamic duo for your brain.
But hey, if you don't have a diffuser or if you just need something you can toss in your bag, this clear head roll-on is perfect. Grab a 10 milliliter glass roller bottle and combine 2 drops of peppermint, 2 drops of frankincense, and 1 drop of lemon. Then just fill the rest of the bottle with fractionated coconut oil. This gives you roughly a 2.5% dilution, which makes for a brilliant focus trigger to swipe right on your temples or the back of your neck. The fractionated coconut oil is light and absorbs really quickly, while the frankincense adds this incredibly nice grounding quality so the peppermint doesn't feel overwhelmingly sharp.
Section 4. Soothing muscles and digestion. All right, let's shift gears from mental clarity to physical relief. Because, as it turns out, the exact same properties that wake up your brain can also soothe your tired body. Menthol actually acts as a fantastic natural muscle relaxer. Here's a great recipe for a cooling muscle rub that is just perfect for after a tough workout or a really long day. Take 1 ounce of unscented lotion or fractionated coconut oil and mix in 5 drops of peppermint, 3 drops of lavender, and 2 drops of eucalyptus. This creates about a 1.5% dilution. The peppermint provides a deep cooling sensation, the lavender softens the whole scent profile, and the eucalyptus adds wonderful respiratory support. And of course, peppermint is practically famous for stomach support. For this indigestion roll-on, grab another 10 milliliter roller bottle and add 4 drops of peppermint, 3 drops of ginger, 2 drops of fennel, and 1 drop of lemon, topping it all off with your carrier oil. When you get that heavy, overly full after-dinner feeling, you just rub this slowly in clockwise circles right on your abdomen. Why clockwise? Because that follows the natural direction of your digestion. The warming ginger in here perfectly balances out the cooling peppermint. It's a real game changer.
Now, if you don't want to make a roller, you can always just make some peppermint tea. But I want you to keep the number 28 in mind.
Get this. Did you know that just one single drop of peppermint essential oil in a large mug of hot water is roughly equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint leaf tea? No way, right? It's incredibly concentrated, which is exactly why it works so fast for settling an upset stomach.
But, that intense concentration brings us to an absolutely crucial point. Strong oils require simple rules. Because this oil is so remarkably powerful, we really have to use our common sense.
Section 5. Essential Safety Rules.
Honestly, knowing how to use oils safely is without a doubt the most important part of being a DIY home hobbyist. So let's run through the basics. First up, always dilute. Putting undiluted peppermint directly on your skin can cause some serious irritation. You want to aim for 1 to 2 drops per teaspoon of carrier oil. That gives you a safe 1 to 2% dilution for adults. Second, please keep it away from babies and small children's faces. The strong menthol can actually cause breathing problems for them. Third, think about your furry friends. Peppermint aromatherapy is toxic to cats, so avoid diffusing it around them entirely. And for dogs, just make sure you have good ventilation. Finally, if you're pregnant, definitely check with your doctor first, and if you happen to suffer from acid reflux, you might want to skip swallowing peppermint or using that fennel blend because they can sometimes relax the stomach muscles a bit too much and actually make the reflux worse.
Section 6. Your first DIY step.
All right, we've covered the science, the recipes, and the safety. Now it is time for your first DIY step. I really don't want you to just sit there and absorb this information. I want you to take action today. So here's your game plan. Step 1. Pick just one simple recipe from today's explainer to start with. Maybe it's that morning diffuser blend, or maybe it's the focus roller. Just pick one. Step 2. Try it out. See how your body responds, and feel free to tweak the ratios to your liking. Step 3. Keep notes. Seriously, jot down what works for you, because that is exactly how you turn a pretty good blend into a great one that you'll reach for every single day. And hey, just a quick friendly reminder from one maker to another, this explainer isn't medical advice. Always be smart about this stuff. Do a quick skin patch test before trying a new topical blend, and always talk to a qualified healthcare provider if you have any serious health conditions.
So I want to leave you with this question. Which of these simple blends are you going to try making today to wake up your brain? Peppermint is such a brilliant, accessible way to beat that mental fog, soothe your stomach, and just feel a little more present and alive in your day. I really hope you're feeling inspired to head over to your kitchen counter and make something wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me at the table today, and happy blending.